everyone. Today 11 of Mental Health Month 2022. This year's theme is resilience, communities and connection. And over the month, I'm talking to this theme in this series called Resilience to Recovery. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tammy Horton. I am a mental health educator and mentor. I'm the CEO and founder of Phoenix Initiative and have come by here. Today, we're diving into the complexities of emotions. Now, emotions are not just broad categories like good or bad. Instead, there's many different types of emotions for many different situations. The more accurately you can identify an emotion, the better you can respond to it. So this means that you can also see patterns over time, which helps you to gain perspective in the moment, to realize if you are responding in a useful way or if a different response could be more helpful. So it's useful to map this out. So let's have a look at this little chart. So you can think of emotions across a spectrum of high to low intensity and between pleasure and displeasure. The displeasure side is generally associated with the impulsive brain activation, while the pleasure side is more about the smart brain activating. So throughout our lives, we're likely to experience all of these emotions that are up here, and all emotions are useful in helping us to understand our minds. So being able to pause and notice an emotional reaction gives us a chance to reflect and to consider whether or not it's useful for the situation. The more accurately we can identify an emotion, the better that we can respond to it. So there's 4 different classes of emotions. So you have the constructive emotions, and these ones are generally very helpful and good for well-being. We've got the neutral emotions, and they're not so motivating in themselves. We've got some disruptive emotion, which is not usually helpful for resilience or well-being because they reduce our ability to think clearly. And lastly, we have constructive displeasure emotions. These are strong motivators, but they're needed to be actively guided to be useful. So splitting them up, like we've done here, helps to classify and label them. And as I said, all emotions are useful, even the disruptive ones like rage. While disruptive emotions can cause you to take destructive actions, they create an opportunity to question, why am I feeling this way? Does this really relate to my goals? Is it worth getting worked up about? So this opportunity to explore is why it's important to be honest about your emotions, since they help you to understand yourself better. And through that, you start to grow as a person as you understand your mind and you eventually choose more constructive ways to respond to these things. So, for example, getting angry at the dirty dishes in the sink means that you might wash them furiously, while flying into a rage about them might mean that you smash them on the floor. 2 very, very different outcomes, don't you think? So now that you can identify the emotion, how can you change it for the better? So first, it is about becoming aware that you are actually having an emotional reaction. So then you label it through this particular technique. So identifying what type of emotion it is, and ideally the actual emotion itself. So use the words. Then ask yourself if the emotion's actually useful for the situation that you're in. And if it's not, think about ways in which you can respond in a more constructive way. So going through these steps can change your mindset in the moment. But the key here is to remember that you have to label the emotion quickly. Being able to do this in the moment is something that is actually a sign of very high emotional intelligence. Another method is by chatting with others about what's going on. Have a discussion with people that you trust about your situation. Ask them if they think your situation could be viewed or interpreted in a different way. Be open and non-judgmental about what it is that they say, and then add your own interpretation of what's happening. This also gives you a moment to reflect and to figure out what's best for the situation. So tomorrow we're going to be building on the labeling emotion technique, and we're going to be talking about how to reappraise difficult situations. But until then, remember to always be a phoenix. Bye for now. Hi, it's me again. Don't forget to subscribe for video to be notified when videos come out, and check out the ones that I prepared for you earlier. Bye.